Hey friends, we are back for day 2 of opening our inkvent inks. I'm really excited. Let's go ahead without further ado and open up our day 2. Okay, so our next color is Energy, a sheen. You know what? At least it's not an extreme sheen. So hopefully the sheen won't be too terrible. Looks like it's a cool toned purple. Okay, so my initial impressions of this, of course, was, oh no, another shading ink. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Trust me, no one's more surprised than I am. I kind of actually like this color. So when you first put it on, it is very, very dark. And I do think it writes a little bit drier than yesterday's. There were a few times where I was writing and I had to refill the pen. So I do think it's a little bit drier, probably because of the sheen. However, it's a purple base with a green sheen. I think that people are going to go crazy for this color for Halloween specifically. I think that they work really well. And what's interesting is that the green kind of subdues the purple. And so even though it goes on really, really dark, it actually ends up looking like more of a gray almost a little bit. I don't know. It's a really interesting color. And I actually do really want to write with this one and see how it goes. I had quite a lot of fun kind of seeing it almost get lighter as it dried because of that green sheen. I'm again curious about whether it is going to be one of those inks that just smudges. That really frustrates me, particularly when it comes to colors like yesterday's, where it's that blue base with red sheen. I always end up smudging those. So I'm really hoping that this one doesn't end up smudging to that extent. And if it doesn't, then it has the potential to be a really, really fun color for me. I definitely think I like it more than yesterday's. Now that it's mostly dry, you can kind of see the comparison here between the 3 pages. There's still a little bit of wetness in these 2 sections, but I think for the most part, you should be able to compare it. The most amount of sheen is definitely recognizable in the onion skin paper. I do think, like, I don't know though, like if you notice on the Tomoe River paper here, you definitely get more of the green than you do the purple, which is interesting. However, maybe I think that it's more obvious in the onion skin paper because you do get sections of it that don't have the sheen. Whereas on the Tomoe River paper, and this is a 2024 weeks, so it is original Tomoe River paper. Most of the purple is hidden behind the green. And yeah, really, really love that. And then on my little M5 swatch, you can kind of see here what I decided to do for the M5 swatches is kind of play around with the amount of color. So the first swatch that I do is the most saturated, and then every single pass, I just remove a little bit more of color and add more water. And that way you can kind of see how dynamic the color is. And that's how I use ink a lot anyways. And so this works for me to be able to kind of understand where this color goes. And you can see there's quite a lot of sheen there. I really, really love it. Another thing that I decided now on day 2 is that on these M5, I'm going to add just a quote a day. And this one is related to something I had read where this person was talking about building a personal theory of everything, like crafting a personal theory of everything, which is something that I really resonate with. And so I went ahead and added that to the little M5. And yeah, that's pretty much the color for today, number 2. What do you guys think? I think for me, this is definitely like a 3-4. It's gonna depend on, honestly, it could even get to a 5, but because it's a sheen, that knocks it down a point, and it's really gonna depend on whether it ends up smudging. So I'll have to go back to this one and determine. I honestly don't think I have any color that is like this. If you're looking for a color, a waterproof version, I do think that Passion Flower is very similar, at least on the Tomoe River paper. I do have experience where Passion Flower ends up looking a little bit lighter, but at its darkest, it does definitely look a little bit similar to the base. I would say that the base on Energy is a little bit a cooler, but I don't really have many purples in that vein. This Hinoki is a lighter purple, but it also has green sheen. This is a Sailor Manio color. And so I guess if you're looking for a green sheen with kind of like a purple Hinoki, Sailor Manio's Hinoki could work. But I don't really have, let's see, anything else in my collection that I would say is similar at all to this color. It's very different, at least in my collection. So I would love to know if you have a color that is similar to this in your collection. Yeah, as you can see, I don't really have any. The closest thing in mine I would say is either Hinoki, if you're looking for that green sheen, if I could find it again. If you're looking for that green sheen, or if you're looking for a waterproof version that doesn't have that sheen, Passion Flower is your closest, at least in my collection, to energy. So that is day number 2. Let me know what you think about this color. If you have any in your collection that are similar, do you like it? Do you like it more than yesterday's? I would love to know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.